All right, so I'm back, and I mean, I had office hours, and I'm back hours later. But I had Bako go ahead and try to fix the issue, and he did get it into a healthy state. And what he said that he had to do was two things. He had to make sure that the security group had for the database allowed access to it. So the thing was is that he saw that there was Postgres issues, which is confusing to me because if you have the health check that's passing for the application, but the load balancer, why would one work over the other? I have observed in the application where the application does fail at some point when it starts to start up because of database connection issues. So maybe the container health check is so fast that it doesn't detect when the app fails, and when the app does fail, it is the load balancer. But there was that issue, and then he also opened ports completely for the security group. So I'm not sure which one was the resolution here, but we have to make sure that we can replicate it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to CloudFormation, and I'm going to tear this one down. I'm going to undo the stuff that he did. So one thing that he did was he went into the database, the RDS one here, and he added a rule to allow access to that. So I'm going to remove that because if we can't replicate it, then I don't want to just to tell you it works and not go through the same changes as I have here. But anyway, we'll go to this security group here. So, and by the way, today I bought a new hatchet. I don't know if people want to see it, but it's because I cut down branches in the front of my house, and so I needed a hatchet to do that. So I was pretty excited to go get a hatchet. So, but yeah, I guess nobody needed to know that, but I still wanted to share that because I thought it was cool to get that. Anyway, I'm going to go to the inbound rules here, and we're going to take a look here and see which one is adding. So he said he called it test. And so to me, that was where he opened it to everywhere. I kind of wish that wasn't open everywhere, but that was something that he did. We do have a few other things like Gitpod. Crutter services is probably the old one. I don't know what this one's for, so I'm going to take it out. And then there's this one, 34, 168, 2230, that has no description, but it looks identical to... I'm not sure which this one's for, but really... we should only have one for Gitpod and also one for the application. So I'm going to take this one out as well, and we'll save those. And unless we have like a Lambda that writes to it, I can't remember. There was just trying to think here. I can't remember if we have a Lambda that writes to RDS. I don't think so. Maybe to DynamoDB, but not to RDS, because I know that we need a proxy and a bunch of other stuff there. But I believe that is the default security group. And I really wish that we hadn't used the default one. I might have actually removed something that allows all traffic there, but it wasn't this one here. But anyway, so we took that out there, and I do want to tear down the other one here, CloudFormation. We'll go back here to CloudFormation. Right? And so that one's delete in progress. So once that is done deleting, we'll come back here, okay? All right, let's see if that deleted there. So we'll go back over to wherever that was. We were in CloudFormation, right? So go over to CloudFormation, that's deleted. And so let's go back over to our environment. It's shut down, so we will have to start that back up. So I think I did commit the code last time I did that, so I'll have to reopen that workspace there. I guess I'll see you back here in a moment, okay? All right, so we have an environment back here. We were working with our CloudFormation file, so I'll go into AWS here. We'll go into CFN. We'll take a look here at our service, and we'll go into our template.yaml. So just expanding this up here. We were doing stuff with the security group. We did open up the rules on port 80, I believe. So that is totally fine with that. If we can just find that information here, security group. So I don't think there's any issue with that one because that's from port 80, and that's what it would communicate on. At least that's what I think it would communicate on. I'm just trying to think about that because it should route port 80 to 4567, right? So I don't think that's an issue, but probably it was just that database. And so that's something that comes in the next step because we haven't set up our database. And I want to do that in a separate video, but I want to make sure that it's working. So basically, we're just going to go back and deploy the service again. And this time, we're going to make sure that we give access to the security group. Probably what we should do is export that security group there because that's something that we definitely need here. So we'll go to our template down below, and we'll go all the way down to the bottom. Outputs. And then there's the group R in here. So I'll grab this one as the example. And then what I would like is whatever the name of the security group is called. So here, there is a security group called Service SG. So I'll go down all the way down below here. I'm just going to replace that. Allow. This is service. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab that twice, like that. Okay, and so that should get us that output. So now what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll run this. So this will be, we'll go back here, and we'll do bin, CFN, service deploy. Okay, and then we're going to wait for that change set to happen. So we'll go back over to CloudFormation. I'm going to open that another tab here. Well, we already have it open over here. I'm just trying to find it. Too many tabs going on here. And we'll give this a refresh. And I'll just close this out. Execute change set. And we'll see how this goes, okay? All right, so, create in progress is what we expect it to do. And because we're going to go over here and take a look for the service. Now, I'm not expecting this to be successful. I want to see it fail because we haven't really done any kind of adjustments to it, right? So we do know that one thing that we can do is try to fix that security group. And so I am looking for this to fail. That's what I want to see. So what we'll do, I'm just going to click into the service, and I'm just waiting for a failure to happen. When it does, we'll be back here, okay? All right, so I'm back, and you can see that we have a couple failures. That's totally okay. What we're going to do here is try to implement what Bako said, which was to update the security group for the database. So what we'll do is look for that database. Easiest way is to go to RDS, is how we're going to access that database there. So we'll go over there. And back over to here. And then from here, we'll click into the security group. And in the inbound rules, we'll go here and edit the inbound rules, and we'll add our security group. So we'll say add. This will be for Postgres. And then from here, we will go ahead and type in what it is, the service. SRV, usually it will complete. So we have CRUD SRV SG. I'm not sure if that's the name of our security group. So we should really just double check that under the networking tab. So did it have a name? It is called CRUDder SRV. So that's the old one. So we'll go here and we'll say CRUDder. So CRUDder. It's not really completing. So if it does that, I can just probably grab it like this. This is probably a much more reliable way of grabbing it. So it should try to find it. And I'm noticing that it's not able to find it. I think I know why. I think it's because this database that we have here is set up in the default VPC, and our service is set up in a different one. And so that's why we were having issues with at least recontention. And that's why Bako probably set the port to be 000 because it's you can't add that security group there. So that makes sense there. That means that we have to do the database before we complete the service. And so what we'll do is we're going to park the service stuff right now, and we'll move on to doing the RDS database. Okay, and so we'll leave the database up for now, but I'm going to stop the video here. I'm going to upload these two, and we're going to consider this kind of done, but we kind of know what the problem is here, which is we just have to make sure. I'm going to add that output, add output for security group. But we're going to have to just start on the database one, okay? So that's what I'm going to do now. Ciao.